What is going on, everybody? It's King Karan with another flare content for you guys. And man, you guys beat me up to this, man. Like to make a video again about how much flare is enough for you. I mean, the previous video I was talking about it, and it wasn't really more deeply about the numbers, like how much you should own. It was mostly me saying, like, just don't focus on the numbers, just focus on the price points. So let's say you keep stacking on Flare ever since it was 2 cents. And then you have to have something in your head, like, all right, when it surpasses 4 cents or 5 cents, I will no longer buy Flare. And then you just keep on holding it. So that was the strategy I gave to you guys. Just don't focus on the numbers. But you guys kept on asking me. So, actually, I'm going to make a really interesting video for you guys. And I think you guys will like this because I'm going to use the whiteboard once again. I'm going to use the whiteboard for you guys to explain how much flair is enough for you. And I'm not going to say much how I'm going to explain this to you, but I think it will be a very interesting one. And you will now know how much you kinda should have. And don't just listen to me and think, oh, now I need to have that amount. I mean, obviously, you can also be a student, right? I mean, you can be a worker and you work 9 to 5, you're grinding for your flares, right? And you can also obviously be a student who is just trying to survive and trying to pay his school and all of that. So I will go more deeper into this. So you guys will kind of now have a picture how much flair is enough for you. Customized version. So let's go to the whiteboard. So before I'm telling you guys how much flair you should own, let me draw the world map for you guys. So you can get the full picture. Let's start with my country, the Netherlands. Small country over here. Portugal, Spain, France, Belgium, Netherlands here, Denmark, Sweden, Italy over here, Greece, probably Russia like this, but you get the picture, right? Turkey over here, Africa, Middle East, India, Sri Lanka, Madagascar. Got these Indonesian islands. And then you obviously have Australia. I think it's like that, right? Somewhere. New Zealand. Yeah, I think I did it pretty good. Yeah, so Europe, let's not forget. Obviously, England, kind of like that. Iceland, China over here, Japan, and I think China has like North Korea, South Korea over here. Yeah, so this is actually Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, obviously. So let's now draw the United States. Let's see how that is. Something like this. And then it comes like that. You have Florida over here. South America. Then obviously you have all these places here. Obviously Canada. But I think it's kind of like this, right? I think it's kind of like that. Yeah. So you guys get the full picture, right? So I'm going to divide this map in 3 zones. So you have zone number 1, zone number 2, and zone number 3. Zone number 1 are high income countries. So they're going to be the United States, Canada, I would say Northern Europe, Germany, also including Sweden, the Netherlands, Belgium, France, and England, obviously, the United Kingdom. So these are also the number 1 zone countries, and it will also be Australia that will be also part of zone number 1. These countries are making, I would say, around 30 to 70K per year. These are high income countries. And then we're going to zone number 2. And I would say zone number 2 will be all of this. This whole place here. Portugal, Spain, Italy, Greece, Russia, Ukraine, Romania, China. I would just stop with China. And also South America. They're at zone 2. What does this mean? This means that they make, I would say, around 8 to like 20K in dollars per year. So that's different, right? It's way different compared to the first zone. And I would also include, obviously, the UAE, right? UAE, Saudi Arabia, Turkey. So you have Turkey also included. So that's also part of number 2. So once you have that picture that the zone number 1 countries are actually making 30 to 70K and even more, just like these countries here, as you see, number 1. And number 2 is making 8 to 20K per month. And it also depends, right? It's not that precise, but you can actually get the picture. And you have the zone 3 countries. That's obviously Africa, Pakistan, India, Afghanistan, right? All of these countries are zone number 3. The Philippines, right? They're also part of it. Cambodia, Vietnam, all zone number 3. And these countries are making around 2 to 6K per year. So that should tell you enough, guys. That should tell you enough. That if I'm telling everybody you should own 1 million flare, do you really think that a person from zone 3 can do that easily, just like that, just like a person from zone number 1 who lives in the Netherlands, who lives in Germany, who lives in Switzerland? I would probably do it like this because Switzerland's here. Or from the United States? Do you think a person from zone 3 can buy that just instantly? Oh yeah, I just get 1 million flare. No, it's not the case. So once you get this picture, ladies and gentlemen, that you have other countries, zone number 3, just making 2 to 6K per year, compared to these countries that are making a lot more, should give you that perspective that if I'm telling you, oh, just stack 1 million flare, guys, and I'm telling this to everybody, well, this is everybody. This is everybody. But you cannot say that. So I'm going to give you a customized number. How much flare you should hold. So real quick, before I'm going to show you guys, you need to realize how much they make per month, because this is per year. I will show you per month, because zone 1 is making around 2.5K to like 4.5K per month, I would say. I would say 2K. 2K to 2.5K per month. That's what Zone 1 is making. Zone 2 is making around $800 up to 1,000. So actually 1K per month. That is Zone 2. And also with this included. Zone 3 is making a lot less. It's making around 200 up until like, I would say $500, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope that this should give you that perspective. That it's not the same in every country, guys. There are people out there struggling so hard for their flares, and they only make these amounts per month. You should respect these people, man. You should have this perspective and realize that the people who live here in these countries should be thankful that you are in this position because you have people like this. So the question is, how much flare should you have? Zone number 1. How much flare should you have if you live in zone number 1? I would say aim for a 1.25 million flare. A 1,250,000 flare. That is like around 25K. If you have more than that, you're good. Like what flare is going to do in price, you're good. But that is for a hardworking person who works 9 to 5. If you're a student, I would just say stack up 500K. Because I know you're a student in these areas, and I know how hard it is. I know how hard it is to go to school, to study, and to also have a job. But I think that you can probably also stack a 500K. From zone 1, you are a student, and here you're a 9 to 5 worker. So I think from zone 1, a student can probably do a 500K flare, and a 9 to 5 guy who works really hard, grinding every single day, can do a 1,250,000 flare. Let's go to zone 2. Zone 2, in my opinion, should have around, I would say, 200,000 flare to like 400,000 flare. That is like around, I would say 4 to 5K. And that's really good in these countries. Because obviously in every country it's different if it comes to the real estate, if it comes to the food. So the fact that you already have worthy of 4 to 5K in zone 2, you're very well positioned. Because when flare is going to do crazy, these numbers are going up. And in your country, if it comes to the real estate, the food, and the things that you buy, it's really good. So 200 to 400K flare, worthy around 4 to 5K. That's what I recommend for the people in zone 2. As you can see over here. Let's go to zone 3. And these are the people who live in Africa, who lives in the Middle East, who lives in India, obviously Vietnam, Cambodia, the Philippines, Indonesia. The people who live in these places, they could make around 200 to 500, but that's if you do labor in this country. I mean, in these countries here. Let's say you do online jobs, then you can make around these prices. But I'm saying the people who work in these countries makes around these prices. And it can be more, it can be more, which is good for you guys. But zone three, how much should you have? I would say aim for a 50K flare up to a 100,000 flare. So to a 100,000 flare. That is worthy around 1 to 2K, which is pretty good in you guys' country. 1 to 2K, 50K FLR to 100K FLR. But obviously, you guys are seeing this right now and you guys are like, okay, I live in this country number 2, all right, I have more. Nice, awesome. But there are people who are just getting started with stacking. And time is ticking, guys, because Flare won't be long at 2 cents. Once this lifts off, the numbers will be different. This is right now FLR at 2 cents as of right now. So finally, you get the picture of how much Flare you should own in your country. So I hope you guys are finally knowing now, like, okay, I need this amount. I live in this country. I am a student or I am a worker who works 9 to 5. So now I kind of have a picture how much I should stack because every country is different. Just like I said, every continent is different. The economies are different. I cannot just tell you you should own 1 million flare while you have people in Asia who has a very low minimum wage. I cannot tell that to you, right? It's way different. The situations are different. So I hope with this video, no matter where you're from, that you can actually now get a picture how much flare is actually enough for you. So you can kind of aim for that. And if you are way above that, that's great. Just keep on stacking. But you should know now, like, okay, I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty well. And that's exactly what I want for you guys, man. But what you all should also realize is that no matter where you live, no matter in which country you live, the fact that you are stacking Flare, you are studying Flare, you know about crypto, already puts you way above a lot of people, man. Way above a lot of people. You're far ahead. Because if you go outside right now and you ask people about crypto, they don't know anything about it, let alone Flare. They don't know anything about it. Even the Bitcoiners that you might meet outside, they will know about Bitcoin. They will know about Ethereum. They might know about XRP, but they will not know about Flare. That shows, ladies and gentlemen, that you are early in the train. Just like I said in the previous video, the train is comfortable. First class. We get a lot of attention, right? You get good food. You can change your seats. It's not a problem. But once that timer up there is saying 5 minutes left and the price takes off, people are ready to jump in the train. And the train will be chaotic. Everybody wants to get in. But you are now sitting comfortable with your bags. And before you know, everybody is going to chase Flare. 10 cents, 20 cents, 30, 40, 50. You can go on and on and on. But you are stacking Flare at these prices. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, you are far ahead. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you have learned something from this video, especially how much you can actually aim to hold in your country. And I see you guys next time.